Ooh, that was bright. Hey everyone, so I'm here with a dandelion. I chose dandelion for my flower because I couldn't go out to a florist shop, and I found out that they're actually really interesting. So here I just simply have a budded one. It's currently in closed state. You can see its little florets up here. And then I have what was an open one earlier today, and it ultimately closed up, and I will go into more detail with the anatomy of this one. My apologies for the bad quality of the video. I had to keep kicking bugs out of here. So you can see the little stem right here that he got disconnected from. And then you can see your sepals that kind of decorate around, almost like a little skirt, and also extend upwards. These little guys, they're known as the ligules. That's part of a ray floret. I will go into further detail about that as well. But I'm going to do a transverse cut on this guy. Okay, so the cut has been completed. So these little things that are kind of curling down here inside are involucres. It's really hard to say, my apologies. They're also known as bracts and phylaries, almost like human capillaries, if that makes sense. These little tiny, I don't know if I can go far enough in. Do you see these really tiny little stringy things? Like right in there? Like there's these thicker ones and there's little stringy ones. Those are known as the ray florets, and I will show you a little more about those because those are the actual reproduction of the flower. This vibrant green, kind of, this lime green little, I don't know how to explain, bow tie looking thing inside here, that's known as the receptacle of the flower, and that holds a lot of the nutrients before it goes up into the gametes up there, which I will further explain after isolating one. I just randomly wanted to point out that this little thing, looks like a banana almost, is called a ligule, and that's part of the flower that I'll explain later. I will try to further dissect it because I couldn't clean it up as much as I would have liked to, if that makes sense. But I just wanted to point out these two little curls. There's one random one right there. But these two little curls, they're called the bilobed stigma, and these are not necessarily unique to dandelions, but they're pretty common in dandelions. Some plants only have one stigma, obviously, and some, like dandelions, have two. Hang on, I gotta further dissect this. Okay, guys, so this one's actually pretty flippin' decent. This is a ray floret. So this little stalk that's not bilobed, that one right there, that's the ligule. That's the bilobed stigma. The style is right below it, right before it kind of gets a little thicker. You can kind of see that mark right there. That's the style, and then the anther is lower, closer to the ligule, and this little fluffy thing, I'm sorry, I'm trying to like organize my knife. It won't go in, please focus. That's the pappus. Think of like papyrus reed or such. And the only thing missing is the ovary, which should be kind of more or less hanging off of the pappus kind of conjunction right there. So I will be right back after I hunt one of those down. So this is a somewhat better one. The bilobe stigma is kind of tucked under that ligule, and that style and anther, they're kind of connected as one. But underneath the pappus, you can see that little knob of an ovary, and that's going to be the ovary of your plant. I will proceed to work with, it's kind of the basics for, there's another bilobed stigma. This is just the basis for a blooming flower, not quite a seeded one yet, so I will try and dive more into our seeded one. So as for the seed heads, the location where they conjoin with the seeds conjoin with the stalk, if you will, that little head that has a whole bunch of little bumps and ridges in it after you say blow it, that's known as the receptacle, which I explained in the cross-sectional one, would be that little lobe right there. So it kind of just grows and expands more, hardens a little more to support the seeds. And with that being said, we will dive into the seeds. So I tore into it a little more than I thought I would, but the spot with all the little green dots, the light green with the dark green dots, that's going to be a receptacle where the seeds sit in. So keeping in line with the whole pappus, like papyrus kind of origin word, this is the pappus beak, this little stem looking thing off of the seed. This is the seed. They're dispersed by wind. I'm sure most people have like blown on one. And this is the pappus disc. So I kind of fluffed it out a little more, but when you see them, get off. When you see a full blown or full blooming dandelion and you see those it sticks out like a little firework. That's going to be your disc. And then this, they haven't quite formed yet, but the part that's going to stick into this receptacle is known as the acheme. And that's kind of just the basics. General, looks like a murder scene, but yeah, thank you so much.